Hey everybody, how you doing today? Today for my lick of the day, I'm going to show you a little correlation between two chords that are related and one scale. The scale being that, once again, that most basic pentatonic scale in the history of guitar and the history of the world, which is basically your open string, starting at the big E string, open string 3rd fret, A string, open string 2nd fret, D string, open string 2nd fret, G string, open string 2nd fret, B string, open 3rd fret, E string, open 3rd fret. And then we go back down in the same manner. So you have open 3, open 2, open 2, open 2, open 3, open 3. Now, of course, you move this up the neck just by using just like your bar chords, we're talking about in the cage system, just by using your first finger instead of the open string. So instead of using it as a bar, where you would have if you were taking your C chord up to C there, you would use it, let's say we're in the key of A here. Instead of using it as a bar, you just use it to fret that 5th finger. I mean, that 5th fret of every string. So there'd still be going up 3 frets like we did down here, but you'd be going up different frets. And you'd use 1-4 as opposed to open 3. So it'd be 1-4, 1-3, 1-3, 1-3, 1-4, 1-4. But back down to the open position. And I'll show you this because then it can be transposed to any fret, any key you want. The correlation I wanted to show you is between a G chord and an E chord, and it's more closely probably a correlation between a G and an E minor. They're what we call in music theory relative major and minor chords. Every major chord has a relative minor chord, and it's the 6th in that key, like in the key of G, 1, 2, 3. If you start at your G note and go up and ascend your major scale, and instead of calling out the letters like G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, you just call out the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the 6th of every major chord is its relative minor chord. And that may be why you notice in certain guitar chords you're playing, they look real similar. Like for instance in a C chord and an A minor. You notice you just have to move one finger there. You keep 2 of them in the same spot. So that tells you right off the bat something's similar between those chords. So the relative minor of G is E, E minor. But now when it comes to playing soloing and guitar and playing blues, and then you might want to go to like a more of a bluegrass feel. There's 2 different, I kind of look at these pentatonic scales in 2 different lights. One is in the blues light. And of course you'll intermingle little blues notes and notes that aren't in the pentatonic scale with those scales. Things of that nature. But so that would be that. That would be that open pentatonic in relationship to E. E dominant 7 or E minor there. Now if you can use that same scale in relationship to a G major scale though, a G major chord, pardon me, and you get more of that chicken picking, I guess I should say, and bluegrass tone with that when you look at the pentatonics that way. The exact same scale, guys, except instead of hearing E, that's my tonal center there, I'm going up to E's relative major, which is G, and hearing that G as my tonal center now. So you can come up with different licks out of that exact same scale that will be in different keys, just depending on what note you hear as your tonal center. And so with that in mind, I'm going to show you a little lick today that's basically a double bend. Or you can do it without bending, without hitting the double note. I'm basically putting my pinky here on the 3rd fret of the B string and I'm taking my middle finger and bending that second fret of the G string, that A note. Kind of a steel guitar sounding lick. And you can use that lick in that G major sense, or E minor, or E7 sense. Basically, I'm bending up while holding, and I'm just using this index finger behind that middle finger there to strengthen my bend there. Strengthen my finger a little bit. Now, if I was doing this up here, I probably would use my ring finger, not that not that middle finger. But it's, I'm sure you've noticed if you play electric guitar, it's easier to bend those strings the higher up the neck you go. You got a lot more tension down here next to the nut. So it's necessary sometimes to support those bending fingers. And I'll do it once without the double note there, the double bends. So I'm just basically stretching that up a whole step to that B note, that open B note. That sounds just like your open B string. So then I'm pulling it down, bending it down, pulling it off to G open, then hitting that D string second fret. What would we do here? There we go. That's what I want to do. So it's a stretch, bend up, bend down, pull off, second fret D string, bend that over to the second fret of the G string, right there. Open G string, or second fret of that, I'm sorry, then you go back to the second fret of the D string, so it'll be. So I'm noticing I'm just doing a double bar there on that D and G string in the very middle there. I'm hitting the D second fret, G second fret, D string second fret, then G open, so it's. Then back to the D second fret, and I'm pulling that off. Then I'm hitting the A string second fret, pulling it off, and then hitting the G, big E string third fret. So it's kind of a nice ending lick. And you can take that other places, but then you put the top note in there, that B string third fret with my pinky. Got a nice little country bend lick to it. And you could play that. You know, if you're rocking along a little country thing. Take it to a different chord there, or you could be. Then that last note you would pull off to your big E string. Go on to something else. So anyway, man, that's the lick, guys. It's just a. And pull it off if you want to be, if you're in E instead of G. The main reason I'm showing you that little simple lick today in a G pentatonic major or E dominant 7 pentatonic, E blues pentatonic, main reason is just so you start to internalize those correlations between certain key centers and certain chords, and how you can use the same scale. You don't really need a lot of scales, and the caged system that I'm starting to talk about some will take us further down this road as well. So anyway, that's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for listening. Y'all have a good day.